In our family, we have Republicans, we have Democrats, and we even have independents. Should you raise your kids to be Republicans or Democrats? That's the question we're facing today. Let me start here. When I was a kid, I grew up in an overwhelmingly Republican and conservative area. Then, later on in life, I moved to an area that was filled with mostly Democrats. And now I live in a completely different state, and it is pretty much 50-50 in our community, Republicans and Democrats. And you know what all of those communities have in common? They're filled with pretty amazing people who are trying to help each other. So you're probably asking, what do you tell your kids then? Well, the message for our kids is treat others with kindness, even if you don't agree with them, and don't infringe on their rights in any way, and try to put others before yourself. Unfortunately, in Washington, not just now, but for a long time, we've had people on both sides of the aisle yelling at each other and just saying horrific things about each other. And it has seeped out into the general public. And so when I talk about Republicans or Democrats, I'm not necessarily talking about those in Washington. I'm not talking about the current administration. I'm really thinking about, in totality, the people who are in the parties and have been for decades. Sure, there can be vastly different ideas on how to approach things and differences in policies, but that doesn't mean they're bad people. And unfortunately, this has been an issue in our country in a leadership capacity for many years. It's not just the current administration. Words matter, and leadership matters, and words matter even more if you're in a position of leadership, because a lot of people are literal thinkers. And when you say something, they think you mean it to the nines, meaning exactly what comes out of your mouth, that is the truth, especially if they trust you and follow you. So back to you as a parent, when you say something like Democrats are ruining the world or Republicans are ruining the world, your kids hear that message and they take it literally, completely literally. There are plenty of people in various political parties out in their existing world, currently and also in the future. And they're not always going to be politically aligned with what your child thinks in the future. For example, if your child goes on to be a police officer, that doesn't mean if your child is a Republican, every police officer is going to be a Republican. Or if your child goes on to be a nurse, wouldn't it be nice to know that they can functionally work with other people who have different policy ideas, different beliefs, different ideologies, whether you agree or you don't agree? It's a part of living in a civil, functional society. So back to the original question, should you raise your child to be a Democrat or a Republican? The answer for me is you have the choice. I just hope that you teach your child to treat others with kindness, even those that they may disagree with on policies or ideology or religious beliefs. Put others before themselves and just be a kind person who can go on to make a positive impact on the world, regardless of the political party. In our family, we have Republicans, we have Democrats, and we even have independents. And you know what's amazing about all of it? They're all really good people, and they're all willing to help each other. That's the message that we send to our kids. If you want to check out more of my content, click on this video right here. Or if you want a deeper discussion into a wide variety of topics, check out our audio form podcast, Dad's All In Podcast.